Hello, guys. I am Shane Davis, 20-year comic book veteran here in the beautiful, lovely Some Tissue's been known to make this here man a sandwich. Wife of mine, light of my life, Yanzi Lynn.
Hi.
That's it. That's all she's got. Today is the day we're talking about Go Woke, Go Broke as Netflix is firing people. Let's get into it. Go woke, go broke, dollar, dollar, holla, holla. That's what I like to say around here. Netflix loses 200,000 subscribers in their first 3 months of 2022 and expect to shed 2 million more this quarter. This is absolutely insane. I don't know what's brought this on because Disney Star Wars is like in the shitter. Let's be honest. Nobody's talking about Obi-Wan. So why? What's going on here? What's happening? Now, some people are going to say there's just more streaming options. That's a theory. That is one theory. The other theory is like Netflix has been investing in a lot of hot woke garbage.
I would say it seems like there's a whole bunch of theories going on. The most popular one is saying, well, there's just too many streaming services. You got HBO Max, you got Disney Plus, you got Paramount Plus, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, it's not exactly streaming service fatigue because Disney Plus adds 8 million new subscribers in the quarter where Netflix loses 200,000 subscribers, and they're on track to lose 2 million more. So maybe the reason is because of what Elon Musk calls a woke mind virus, saying it's unwatchable. Now, it is true, though. Netflix has brought on some rather questionable properties onto the platform. We have the much touted about fiasco with cuties, sexy dancing young prepubescent girls. It's like the problem with Netflix is that it was actually a show talking about transitioning into adolescence and stuff. But for some reason, someone at Netflix thought it would be empowering to show as a promotional material these girls in sexy dance outfits instead. It's like, all right.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe that's part of the whole woke thing. But see, there's another woke thing that happened recently on Netflix as well. Do you remember this slight thing called this Netflix walkout over some Dave Chappelle jokes? They claim, oh, his jokes are transphobic. But just like the J.K. Rowling thing again, they're like, oh, it's transphobic. It's like, well, can you tell me what's transphobic about it? I don't know, but I heard it's transphobic.
And this is the thing. I mean, Dave Chappelle has his bit, and it's a bit, and it is a funny bit, and there's some truth and humor. That's the thing. Now, the actual employees, people that are paid to do a service for Netflix, they decided like, hey, we're going to steer the ship around here, and we're just going to, obviously walk out.
The organizers walk out, and they drew dozens of protesters. So it's like, all right. There's a lot of employees you have that somehow agree with this.
Right. But in the end, they stuck with Dave Chappelle. That's the end all be all. Actually, these people wouldn't even have a sit down with him. He offered to go up and go have a meeting with these disgruntled employees, and they wouldn't do it. And that's something the woke does is if you try to have a conversation or debate, they actually become offended and triggered. And that's even worse. So there is no meeting of the minds. That is something that they fear is a meeting of the minds. To sit down, anything, common ground, they don't want. Okay. They want to deal in absolutes. Now, what is happening, and we've covered Netflix before. Please look down below, hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notification. But it was about like a little over a year ago. There was actually a head of diversity and representation at Netflix, and they were supposed to go through and approve basically every TV show on paper that there was X amount of boxes represented just in the show altogether. The characters, the where it takes place, sexual orientations, things like that. And of course, when you put that type of criteria in place, a lot of people pitching things to Netflix, they're going to start like refurbishing old scripts to try to accommodate these check boxes. And maybe some things are going to be made not off of meritocracy, not off it might be a good show, but it just hits all these boxes that this person that's been appointed. And this probably made like a lot of garbage shows and content on Netflix. Now, I do like some Netflix. I just finished Ozarks, but it's a good show. Why is it a good show? Because it was actually in place and in works. Like season 4 just wrapped up and it's done. But this show was well underway back in a different presidential like term under a different type of entertainment umbrella. Like when people weren't prioritizing woke agendas to make a show. Now, like where are we at today? Netflix basically told people, if you don't want to work for us, don't work for us. The results hit them, and they have to, in the end, all this diversity and wokeism, they have to come down to the bottom dollar. And investors, you have to understand, they have a certain amount of debt in producing their original content. And not every show is becoming Stranger Things where they can actually sell merch. So they really have to have subscribers to maintain this type of return on investment that Netflix is doing to get original content. Now they've invested all the way into people like Zack Snyder with his zombie type films that nobody cares about, things like that. So that they had Michael Bay, even Ryan Reynolds. They've really sunk into some award-winning, supposedly TV shows to movies, whatever. Now, what Netflix is saying here is if you don't like our content, maybe this isn't the place for you to work. And I agree with them absolutely. When I worked in comics for DC Comics, my job wasn't to agree with everything I was tasked to do. My job was to entertain people, not entertain myself. My job wasn't to push myself on the type of content I was there to produce. I'm there to entertain to a mass audience. I want to sell as many comic books as I possibly can to as many people. And when I start trying to cater to a certain demographic, that can actually look pandering and offensive to other people. And I'm actually excluding a lot of people by trying to pander to one specific demographic. I don't know if Netflix and entertainment, they're actually coming to terms with this and they have to do something. Now, obviously, they're like, you don't like how working in entertainment and you think entertainment's supposed to make you happy. There's the door.
So Netflix says, not everyone will like or agree with everything on our service. We program for a diversity of audience and tastes, and we let viewers decide what's appropriate for them versus having Netflix censor specific artists or voices, i.e. Dave Chappelle. This means employees of Netflix may need to work on movies or TV shows which run counter to their values or content they even perceive as harmful. If you find it hard to support our content breadth, Netflix may not be the best place for you. So I think that this is a very strange entitlement attitude, you see. You want to go into your workplace and you want it to be like a totally safe space for you. You want people to cry and point at someone when something does not work with your comfortable little mindset of how things should go in your mind. So, for example, with the whole Dave Chappelle thing, right? Not only did they say to work out, believe it or not, there was actually a trans employee resource group at Netflix. It's telling Netflix what they expect Netflix to do now that they have done their successful little workout. So they talk about things like, increased investment in trans and non-binary content in Netflix, comparable to our total investment in transphobic content, including marketing and promotion. Also, you want someone to put the same amount of money they did marketing and paying for Dave Chappelle into your nice little flag waving program.
Right.
And of course, you don't want meritocracy. You want them to hire trans and non-binary content executives. See, not just anyone, but you want them to be executives.
I hate to bring this up, but that's problematic. And without naming a creator, it's very possible for a creator to take advantage of a type of clause like this and just say, I identify as a woman now, so my script goes to the top of the stack on the getting approval desk. Like, and see, some of these rules, when you enforce them, they can be abused. I'm not so sure what a person would do to get their TV show greenlit at Netflix.
I just want to point out one more thing in this list of demands. Eliminate references of transphobic titles or talent inside of the workspace. So not only are they telling Netflix what we want you to do, we also want you to make our environment, our literal environment, a safe space for us. That doesn't sound like something an employee should be asking of someone who is literally writing a paycheck. Like, what is happening? This is a case of the tail wagging the dog. They think they can say, we have all these demands, and if you don't follow the demands, you are an istaphobe. And guess what? Netflix says, well, if you don't like our content, Netflix may not be the best place for you. And that is really how it boils down to. You are going to a place to collect a paycheck. You're there to work, to give your best, and you come home and you do whatever you want. You're not supposed to go into a workplace and talk about your activism. Like, wasn't there some company that said, we do not want to hire activists because we know that you're just going to pollute the workspace and talk all about your activism during work hours? Like, hello, that is like a hobby to you, do it off work hours?
Right. Again, I go back to, in my day, it was don't talk politics, don't talk religion. That there's just certain things that are bad for business. Instead, today it's the opposite. It's like talk about everything that's personal to you that may exclude people or challenge people's beliefs or challenge people's sexual preference, and then ostracize people for that. And somehow we're still going to sell to a mass audience. And this is something that SJWs don't understand, because for quite frankly, in SJW, all these companies are being ruled by SJWs, but no SJW is the owner of a corporation. And that's what's the situation here. So what happens in Like now you end up with like a lot of people unsubscribing, but they're also cutting a bunch of employees, right?
Yeah, they're cutting 150 staff members from their USA office mainly. So I guess that's where what Elon Musk calls the woke mind virus is mainly attached to the host.
Now, what's ironic also about that is a lot of the content on Netflix that I actually like the most is mostly filmed overseas in other countries. For people who don't know, in different countries, they have specific Netflix things. What's on Netflix here isn't the same there. But some original Netflix content is actually made for specific regions like Kingdom, Dark, shows like that. You know, they've been specifically catered to a certain region. What's odd about these is maybe because of the region, you know, they don't have to worry about, you know, like say with Kingdom, did I have to hire Hispanic, African American, stuff like that for cast, because the fucking thing takes place in Korea. Again, with Dark, it takes place in a specific area in Germany, so all the cast is that. So it's weird, like those shows actually seem well received and people like. Again, Squid Game's another one, right? They're not worried about the diversity angle and stuff like that because, again, it's in a specific area. And the only thing they're worried about is the content of the show itself. Whereas in America, where they're having to cut these jobs and everything else, and it's kind of weird, is all I'm saying. You can actually see like the problem here. And it's really chasing this diversity quota, catering to an SJW crowd, going woke, period. That's the problem. But anyways, let us know what you think below. Hit like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. And also talking about what's not woke. Inglorious Rex, $261,000, moving on up. I don't know where this campaign's going to end. We're in the middle of this book. Please look at the link. Check out the campaign if you will. See if it's something you're interested in. This book is shipping at the end of the year. And we will leave you guys with a trailer for this magnificent project, this glorious project, Inglorious Rex.
Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me. I did this on my own. You asking where we been, huh? I don't know where to begin, huh? All this dirt on my skin. I just came here to win. I'm more than a man, I'm a monster. Somebody call a past the doctor. I got a 6 cents for a prostate, so now I'm coming for the whole roster. It's not a game, why you playing with me? You could double back, lose track, try and hang with me. It must be in my veins, something you can't tame, cause I break the game.